Hey there, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be discussing 10 stupid money moves women keep making. Women have been socialized to believe that money is the root of all evil, and that talking about money is taboo. And if you talk about money with your man, you are being greedy, gold digging, or even worse. Well, this narrative has resulted in women falling for some very detrimental money myths and making some pretty dumb money moves. Men may not openly admit it, but they do appreciate when their woman understands and respects them. They are attracted to intelligent women who know what they want and are unapologetic about it. That includes your financial wants and needs. So let's talk about it. Here are 10 stupid money moves women keep making. Number 1. Letting the man take full control of the money. You hand over financial decisions like it's not your business? Now, I am not saying that you need to be controlling or anything like that, but you also shouldn't be completely detached from your finances. If you are in a relationship with a man, that does not mean that you relinquish all decision-making power over your joint finances. It's not his money alone because you have a portion of it too. Why would you allow him to spend all of your shared money on things you do want to approve of? He may not even be spending it as wisely as you would. This also extends to personal finances. Many women allow their man to pay for everything while they sit back and relax. Girl, that is an old-fashioned way of thinking. In this modern age, both parties should contribute according to their means. And if he insists on paying for everything, then by all means, let him. But don't expect him to pay for your Netflix subscription, phone bill, groceries, and every single thing. Be reasonable. And if you must insist on paying for something yourself, then by all means do so. You are allowed to spend your own money how you see fit. Remember that. Number 2. Believing men are naturally better at investing, so you don't even try to learn it yourself. There are many successful female investors out there, and there are many men who are clueless about money. It's really not about gender. It's about knowledge and interest. Some people are just better at certain things than others, and that can be anyone, regardless of race, religion, or gender. Don't be so close-minded as to not allow yourself to grow and develop. If you think that you cannot learn how to invest or manage your finances, then that becomes your limiting belief, and that is exactly what will come to pass. Your belief about yourself actually creates your reality. So if you believe you are incapable of learning something, then you won't even try to learn it, thereby setting yourself up for failure. Number 3. Avoiding money talks in relationships because you're afraid it'll ruin the mood or make you look greedy. Money is one of those topics that people generally avoid in relationships until something goes wrong, and then they regret it. Having these conversations beforehand could have prevented any money-related arguments later on. Also, if he's a good guy, he wouldn't be threatened by a conversation about money. In fact, he would welcome it. So stop avoiding the topic altogether, because that is only going to hurt you in the long run. You need to have open and honest communication about money with your partner. Both of your financial situations are important, especially if you decide to merge your resources. Discuss your income, expenses, debts, savings, goals, etc. And be sure to revisit this conversation from time to time as things change. Number 4. Depending financially on a man without building your own safety net. Love doesn't pay the bills when he's gone. It's fine to depend on your man for some things, but don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Never rely solely on one person for your livelihood. Make sure that you also have your own sources of income so that you can support yourself if need be. This also gives you a sense of independence, which is very important in any relationship. You don't want to be in a position where you have no other options. What if he loses his job? What if he decides to leave you? What if he passes away? Think about scenarios like these. That is why you need to have a plan. B. Make sure you have your own emergency fund so that you can take care of yourself and your family if anything happens. Don't just sit around waiting for him to provide for you. Number 5. Underestimating your own intelligence. You think you're not smart enough to manage money, so you don't even start. Anyone can learn how to manage their finances. It doesn't require a degree in accounting or finance. Yes, it helps to understand the basics of money, such as saving, investing, and budgeting. But it's not rocket science. With a little bit of effort and practice, anyone can learn it. Once you grasp the basics, managing your finances becomes second nature, but it starts with baby steps. Educate yourself about money. There are plenty of resources available online and offline. Once you educate yourself, put what you have learned into practice. Start with small things like creating a budget and tracking your expenses. As you become more comfortable, you can take on more challenges like investing. Just don't underestimate yourself. You are capable of learning anything you set your mind to. Number 6. Thinking rich or money-smart men are unattractive and you go for chemistry over stability, and you wonder why you end up broke. A lot of women mistakenly believe that dating a rich man means that he is stingy or has ill-gotten wealth. Others may have daddy issues and tend to go for men who remind them of their fathers. However, this choice often leads to financial instability. Sometimes it might be better to choose a man who is not necessarily rich, but who is financially stable and responsible. A man who is good with money is more likely to be able to provide for his family and keep them financially secure. Moreover, a man who is financially responsible is usually a good planner and organizer. He knows how to balance his budget and make sacrifices when needed. He is also more likely to have a steady job and be able to support his family financially. Although money isn't everything, it is still an important factor to consider when choosing a partner. Financial stability is important for the happiness and well-being of both partners. It is not only about having enough money to pay the bills, but also about feeling secure and confident in your relationship. Number 7. Quitting or avoiding high-paying jobs to protect his ego. You dim your light just to make him feel more like a man? Putting your career on the back burner for your man is not only unfair to you, but it's also a disservice to your relationship. By sacrificing your career, you are essentially sacrificing your happiness. And what happens when your man is no longer able to provide for you? Then you'll have to depend on him. And he may not be willing to provide the lifestyle you once enjoyed. Don't make the mistake of sacrificing your career for a man. Your happiness and well-being are just as important as his. A healthy relationship is one in which both partners are able to pursue their own interests and goals by supporting each other emotionally and financially. Also, don't ever let your man convince you to give up on your dreams. If he truly loves you, he will encourage you to pursue your goals and aspirations. Number 8. Choosing a partner with zero financial alignment. You never ask about money goals then get shocked when yours never match. It is very important to choose a partner who is financially aligned with you. Someone who is frugal is probably not going to be a good match for someone who likes to live large. It is important to discuss your financial goals and values early on in the relationship so that you can be sure you're compatible. Choose a man who is financially responsible and who shares your values when it comes to money. This will set you up for success in the long run. It is essential to choose a partner who is financially responsible. This means that he should be able to manage his finances effectively, make sound financial decisions, and plan for the future. Additionally, he should be willing to communicate openly and honestly about money, which can sometimes be difficult. It is also important to find someone with whom you share similar financial values. For example, do you prefer to save or spend? Are you comfortable with debt? How do you feel about material possessions? By discussing these issues up front, you can get a better sense of whether or not you are compatible. Number 9. Paying for everything to prove your independence. You call it freedom, but it's financial self-sabotage. When you pay for everything, you are essentially robbing Peter to pay Paul. You are taking money from one pocket and putting it into another. This is not sustainable and it will eventually catch up to you. Also, if you are always paying for everything, then you are sending the message that you are not open to receiving help. This can be a turnoff for men who are used to being the provider. So instead of trying to prove your independence by paying for everything, focus on building a genuine connection with your man. Let him get to know the real you. If he sees that you are a kind, caring, and generous person, then he will be more likely to want to be with you for who you are, not what you can buy him. Number 10. Being scared to dream big financially. Because you think wanting more makes you selfish or materialistic. You have to be careful not to let your fear of appearing selfish or materialistic prevent you from achieving your financial goals. It is possible to be ambitious without being selfish. You can want more for yourself without wanting it at the expense of others. Many people let fear dictate their actions. They are afraid to take risks and pursue their dreams for fear of failing or looking foolish. But fear should not hold you back from achieving your goals. And that's all for today. Subscribe for more videos like this.